Hey guys, it's Christy. I am so happy to be able to join you today as we talk together about Acts chapter 16. I have loved reading the book of Acts, especially since Easter when we saw the Lord leave his disciples with the power of the Holy Spirit, a gift to us all. He sent them off on their new ministry. I have loved watching their boldness of faith unfold in these chapters, and just watching how they've begun to trust him with their ministry and see amazing things happen. An example of this kind of stuck out to me in verse 7, chapter 16, verse 7, when it says, "When they came to the border of Mysia, they tried to enter, but the Spirit of Jesus would not allow them to. So they passed by and went down to Troas. During the night, Paul had a vision of a man standing and begging him, a man in Macedonia, 'Come over to Macedonia and help us.' After Paul had seen the vision, we got ready at once to leave for Macedonia, concluding that God had called us to preach the gospel to them." I love this because the message to me is very simple. Paul was walking with the Lord in a way that he knew exactly where he was to go and where he was not to go, and he knew when he was supposed to do it. Are we walking with the Lord in a way that we could hear him speak to us so clearly that we will know when he's calling us to do something, when not to do something, when he's calling us to speak or not to speak, when he's calling us to do certain things that might be hard, that we might not have considered before? And then second of all, would we have the boldness of faith to see it through, to be obedient? Obviously out of this, in this chapter and out of Paul's obedience, we see two very powerful conversions, two salvation experiences. Lydia's conversion and then the conversion of the jailer who jailed Paul and Silas. Those are amazing experiences that happened. And so to me, again, it's just simple, question to myself. Would I be walking with the Lord in a way that I hear his voice so clearly that I will hear him say what not to do, what to do, when to do it? And then second of all, would I be obedient and courageous enough to trust the Lord in actually seeing it through? The Lord, when he calls us to things, he never promises that it's going to be easy, but he does promise to use everything for his good. And so as we see the salvations in this example, what is the Lord calling us to do? Will we hear him, and will we be obedient enough to see it through? Will we trust him with that? And so I just encourage you today as you read this, that the power of the Spirit will leap off the page, that will inspire your heart, that it will draw you nearer to him, and that together we can actually trust the Lord to see him do things through us that we would not have seen otherwise. I love you guys. I encourage you today. I'll see you soon.